So good morning, students. So let us start the session. The last class we complete fifth unit. In that we discuss about state graphs and transition testing, and the graph matrices and applications. In today's class, we are going to start sixth unit, that is regarding software testing tools. Okay. So in this unit, we are going to discuss about testing tools. Testing tools. So what is testing and how we are going to do automated testing, the concept of test automation. In this, we are going to discuss about some testing softwares, Windrunner, LoadRunner, the JMeter. And we are going to discuss about the Windrunner, how to use the Windrunner, so mapping the GUI, recording test, the working with test, enhancing tests, checkpoints, test script language. So putting it all together, that means these are the how you are going to do recording the test, working with the test, all these things, and running and debug the tests, analyzing the test, the batch tests, rapid test script result. Okay, so that means in this last unit we are going to concentrate on testing tools. Testing tools. Okay. So introduction to testing. So what is testing? Software testing is the process of identifying the accuracy and quality of the software product and service under test. So what is the software testing means? We are going to do the software testing to identify the bugs, and based on that you are going to find the accuracy and quality of the software product. The responsibility of testing is to point out the issues of bugs. Issues of bugs. The software testing is often divided into two main processes. One is verification, another one is validation. The first one is verification, another one is validation. The main purpose of the testing is you are going to find out the issues of bugs. If there are any bugs in your software, you are going to find with the help of testing. Okay, the software testing have two main processes. One is verification, another one is validation. So what does the verification means? The verification in a software testing is the process when your team just need to check whether the software or system or framework consist aligned with the requirements of a documentation or not. So this is the verification. That means the verification of the software is nothing but you're going to check whether the software is working or aligned with the requirements of a document. And before this software, you write the document, what is the purpose of the software. Now, verification is nothing but is the software is working as mentioned in the document or not. So that we are called as a verification. Okay. The next one, validation. What does the validation mean? Validation is the process that your team needs to verify the accuracy of the system. The accuracy of the system. Here, in this verification, we check that is the aligned, is the design, the requirements of a document or not. In validation, what is the system you develop that is valid or not. So how we can check it is valid or not? So you are going to check the accuracy of the system. So based on the accuracy of the system, you are going to check whether it is valid or not. Okay. In this process, you will look back to the product system and think about what user actually want and what has been done. Okay, so what the user want to, what the user think about the software and what actually your design. Okay, so that is the validation. Verification is nothing but is the design as per the requirements of the documents or not. The validation is nothing but it can design it as a user requirements or not. That means we can check the accuracy of the system in validation. So next, software testing tools are required for the betterment of the application or software. The software testing tools. So here we are talking about the testing tools are required for the betterment of the application or software. So many tools available in the market where some are open source and paid tools. And the significant difference between open source and the paid tool is that the open source tools have limited features, whereas paid tools or commercial tools have no limitation for the features. The selection of tools depend on the user's requirement, whether it is paid or free. So that means the testing tools are two types. You can use the open source tools or paid tools. The difference is the open source tools have limited features, so whereas the paid tools or commercial tools have no limitation for the feature. Okay. The software testing tools can be categorized depending on the licensing. That means paid or commercial or open source. The technology uses the type of testing and so on. So based on these, you are going to categorize the software testing tools. So depending on the licensing or technology usage and type of testing and so on. With the help of testing tools, we can improve our software performance, deliver a high quality product, and reduce the duration of testing which is spent on manual effort. Okay, so that means by using the software, it's nothing but they're going to use the testing automation. So by using these automation, you can improve our software performance and deliver a high quality product and reduce the duration of testing and which is spent on manual effort. So these are the software tools can be divided into the following. One is test management tools, bug tracking tools, automated testing tool, performance testing tool, cross-browser testing tool, integration testing tool, unit testing tool, mobile or Android testing tool, so GUI testing tool, security testing tool. Okay. First one, the management tool. The test management tools are used to keep track of all the testing activity and fast data analysis and manage manual and automation test cases, various environments, and plan and maintain the manual testing. Okay, so coming to next one, the bug tracking tool. So this is the bug tracking tool. The defect tracking tool, so that means we are called as a defect. Why? Bug is nothing but bug is a defect. The defect tracking tool is used to keep track of all the bug fixes and ensure the delivery of quality product. So next one, automation testing tool. This type of tool is to enhance the productivity of the product and improve the accuracy. The next one, performance testing tool. The performance or load testing tools are used to check the load, stability, and scalability of the application. So next, the cross-browser testing tool. So this type of tool is used when we need to compare a web application in the various web browsers platform. Integration testing tool. So this type of tool is used to test the interface between modules and find the critical bugs that are happened because of the different modules and ensuring that the modules are working as per the client requirements. The next, unit testing tool. This testing tool is used to help the programmers to improve their code quality. The next one, mobile Android testing tool. So when we are testing any mobile applications, Some of the tools are open source and some of the tools are licensed. So each tool has its functionality and features. So these testings we are called as a mobile and Android testing tool. The GUI testing tool. So GUI testing tool is used to test the user interface of the applications. So because a proper GUI, that means a proper graphical user interface, is always useful to grab the user attention. And next one, security testing tool. The security testing tool is used to ensure the security of the software and check for the security leakage. Okay, so these are the different testing tools for software testing. The first one is the test management tool. What we are doing in test management tool, just we are going to keep track of all the testing activities, and fast data analysis and manage the manual and automation test cases. Okay, that means so this test management tool we are going to use keep track of all testing activities and data analysis and manual and automation test cases. In bug tracking tool, we are going to track the defects in your software. The defect tracking tool is used to keep track of the bug fixes and ensure the delivery of quality product. When you are finding the bugs here and you can fix the bugs, then you are going to deliver a quality software. Next, automated testing tool. So automated testing tool means so it gives the input to the software. So this type of tool is to enhance the productivity of the product to improve the accuracy. So automated testing tool is nothing but they are giving the inputs automatically, so the productivity and the accuracy will improve with the help of automated testing tool. So next one, so performance testing tool. So here you are going to find the performance of your software. So how we can find the performance means the load balance, how uh, how your software is stable and how your software is reacting for the use scalability of the users. So all those we can check in performance testing tool. So next one, so cross browser testing tool. So cross browser is nothing but and you all develop a software and which browsers this software is going to execute. So that we call as a cross browser testing tool. That means this type of tool is used when we need a compare web applications in various web browser platforms. The integration testing is nothing but you're going to combine two modules or three modules. By integrating these modules, you're going to find the bugs, how these modules are interacting, how these modules are send the data from one module to another module, that we can check with the help of integration testing tool. So next, unit testing tool. So unit testing is nothing but this testing tool is used to help the programmers to improve their code. That means here we are going to test. You are taking a small unit, that means the small unit in the program software, and that you are going to perform the testing. So because of this, we are going to improve the quality of your module. So mobile and Android testing tools you are going to use on the mobile applications to improve the quality of the applications. And GUI testing tool we are going to use to test the graphical user interface. So because if the graphical user interface is good, then automatically the users can pay some attention on your software. And security testing tool, here we are going to check the security. That means how the security leakages are there in your software. So those we are going to find with the help of security testing. Okay. The next one. So this is about software testing. Introduction to testing. Next, automated testing. So automation testing or test automation is a software testing technique that performs using special automated testing software tools to execute a test case soon. Okay, so automation testing is nothing but There are two types of testing. One is manual, another one is automation. Automation. So what is the difference between manual and automation? So for example, if you write a program, for example, addition of two numbers, sum equals to say a plus b. Now I pass the values for this a and b manually, and I check the expected output manually. Then we say that the test cases are manual. So automation is nothing but here we are going to use some tools. So these tools can automatically generate the random numbers to AB, and they check. So these type of testing we are called as a automation testing. In automation testing, we are going to use the software testing tools. Okay. So manual testing is performed by a human sitting in front of a computer, carefully executing the test steps. The automation testing software can also enter test data into the system under test, compare expected and actual results, and generate detailed test reports. Okay, so the automation testing means these software can enter the test data into the system under test, compare the expected and actual results, and generate as a detailed test reports. And software test automation demands considerable investments of money and resources. The concepts of test automation. The following steps are followed in an automation process. First step, test tool selection, the define scope of automation, the planning, design and development, test execution and maintenance. So these are the steps we are going to follow in automation process. The first one, you are going to test the tool selection, test tool selection. So next, define the scope of the automation, and planning and design development, and test the execution and maintenance. The criteria for tool selection. The criteria for tool selection. For automating any application, the following parameters should be considered. So first one, data-driven capabilities, the debugging and logging capabilities, the platform independence, extensibility and customizability, email notifications, and version control friendly, and support unattended testers. Okay, so these are the parameters you are going to consider for criteria for tool selection. So there are so many tools available for software testing. So how we can select the tool means based on these parameters: data-driven capabilities, debugging and logging capabilities, some platform independence and extensibility and customizability, email notifications, version control friendly, and support unattended testers. The types of frameworks. There are support test automation frameworks that are adopted while automating the applications. First one, data-driven automation framework, keyword-driven automation framework, the modular automation framework, and hybrid automation framework. So these are the popular tools that are used for functional automation. Functional automation. The product quick test, the product quick test professional HP. So this is the product name. Rational robot. This is the product we are going to use for testing the functional automation testing. Vendor is IBM. The coded UI. The vendor is Microsoft. Selenium. So this is the open source software. Auto IT. This is also open source. So all these are the popular tools that are used for functional testing. And the load runner. The load runner. The vendor is HP. Gmeter. Vendor is Apache. The Brute suit. The Brute suit. The port figure is a vendor, and Acnetics vendor is Acnetics. So these are the different tools we are going to use it for non-functional automation. The load runner, JMeter, and Brute suit and Acnetics. Okay. Introduction to the list of tools. So these are the list of tools what we see now. In that, the first one is Windrunner. Windrunner is the most used automated software testing tool. Main features of Windrunner are it is developed by the Mercury Interactive, the functionality testing tool. So this is the this Windrunner testing tool we are going to use for functionality testing tool. Supports CS and web technologies such as VB, VC++, so D2K, Java, H2ML, the Power Builder, Delphi, and Sybil ERP. So these supports the CBS and web technologies. So to support .NET, XML, SAP, so all these are the different technologies we are going to use to develop the softwares. Okay. The Windrunner run on Windows only. Xrunner run only on Unix and Linux. Tools developed in C and C++ environment. This Windrunner tool is developed with the help of C on VC++ environment. To automate our manual tests, Windrunner used TSL, test script language, like C. The main testing process in Windrunner is the learning, recognition of objects and windows in our application by Windrunner is called learning. Windrunner 7.0 follows auto learning. So learning is nothing but recognition of objects and windows in our application by Windrunner. It recognizes the objects. Okay, so this process called as a learning. The Windrunner 7.0 follows auto learning. The next one, recording. Windrunner records our manual business operations in TSL. Edit script. Depending on corresponding manual test engineer inserts checkpoints into that record script. The run script. So during the test script execution, Windrunner compare tester given expected values and application actual values and return values. And fifth one, analyze the results. The tester analyzes the tool given results to concentrate on defect tracking if required. So the process in Windrunner is the first step is learning, second step is recording, third step is edit script, fourth step is run script, and fifth step is analyze result. In first step learning, the Windrunner can recognize the objects and windows in our applications by Windrunner. So that we are called as a learning. Recording means Windrunner records our manual business operation in TSL. Edit scripts depends on corresponding manual tests. The test engineer inserts the checkpoints. I hope you all know the checkpoints. If you write 10 lines of programs, for example, in this, for example, I want to put a checkpoint on third line, seventh line, and ninth line. So these checkpoints we are going to use to check. That means we are going to test. So that we call as edit script. So depends on corresponding manual test. Test engineer inserts the checkpoints into that record script. The run script. So during the test script execution, so Windrunner compare tester given expected values and application actual values and return the results. When you run the script, you're going to compare the expected values with the actual values. And based on that, the last step is analyze the results. The tester analyze the tools, the given results to concentrate on defect tracking if required. So based on these results, you're going to compare the results, and based on that, you're going to find the defects of your software. So next one is load runner. So this is also another type of another type of tool as like Windrunner. Okay. So Load Runner is a software testing tool from Micro Focus. It is used to test applications, measuring system behavior and performance under load. The Load Runner can simulate thousands of users concurrently using application software, recording, and later analyzing the performance of key components of the applications. So Load Runner simulates user activity by generating messages between application components or by simulating interaction with the user interface, such as key presses or mouse movements. The messages and interactions to be generated are stored in script. The Load Runner can generate the scripts by recording them, such as logging HTTP requests between a client web browser and an application web browser. The Hewlett Packard Enterprise, that means the Load Runner was developed by the HP company. So acquired Load Runner as a part of its acquisition of Mercury Interactive in November 2006. In September 2006, the Hewlett Packard HP Enterprise announced it is selling its software business, including Mercury products, to Micro Focus. As of the 1st September 2017, the acquisition was complete. So HP company, they acquired the Load Runner as a part of its acquisition of Mercury. So this is the company. The HP acquisition of Mercury. So now this Load Runner is the software of this Mercury. So automatically it acquires this Load Runner, the HP company. So now HP announcing it is selling its software business, including some Mercury products. Okay, so coming to again Load Runner, it is also a software testing tool. Actually, it is from Micro Focus. It is used to test applications, measuring system behavior. So measuring system behavior and performance under load. So what it means? So measuring the system behavior and performance under load. For example, you develop a web application. Now, so by using this Load Runner, you are going to check what is the how much load it can accept. What is the application you develop? The web application, how much load so this web application will bear. That means the performance under the load. For example, 1,000 users are using your website. Now, so what is the load here? 1,000 users accessing your website. Now, what is the behavior of your software? How it is interacting? How it is shows the result? And what is the performance of this system? So Load Runner can simulate thousands of users concurrently using application software and recording and later analyzing the performance of key components of the application. Now, so these thousands of members at a time using this software, now the Load Runner can record, and so these results you are going to use it for later analysis for performance of your system or of your application. So Load Runner simulates user activity by generating the messages between application components or by simulating interaction with the user interface, such as key presses or mouse movements. Okay, that means activity simulates the user activities by generating messages between application components with the user interface. That means, for example, you are interacting with your web application, the user using the mouse movements, for example, mouse move, mouse drag. So all these events you are going to check with the help of Load Runner. The messages and interfaces to be generated are stored in scripts. The load runner can generate the scripts by recording them, such as logging HTTP requests between a client and web browser and an application's web server. Okay, so this is about load runner. In next classes, we are going to see in depth of the software tools. So these are the only introductions. And another software is JMeter. The Apache JMeter is pure Java open source software, which was first developed by Stefano Mazzocchi of the Apache Software Foundation. It's designed to load, test functional behavior, and measure performance. So you can use JMeter to analyze and measure the performance of web applications or a variety of services. The performance testing means testing a web application against heavy load, so multiple and concurrent user traffic. The JMeter originally is used for testing web applications or FTP applications. So nowadays it is used for the functional test, database server test, etc. So JMeter is also so similar to load runner only. So it is developed by it is the Apache JMeter is purely the Apache JMeter is pure Java open source software. Okay, so this is also used to analyze the measure of the performance of web applications. Okay, so this is about today class. In tomorrow class, we are going to discuss about next topic. We are going to discuss in depth of WindRunner. Okay. So thank you all. We will meet in tomorrow class. Thank you.